Did you know that a whopping 60% of Americans are struggling to build their savings?
Wow, that's a lot.
It is. It's a pretty startling statistic.
Yeah, it really is.
It highlights the need for accessible and potentially lucrative investment opportunities.
For sure.
And that's exactly what we're diving into today.
We'll be exploring AI ETFs as a way to tap into the, incredible growth of artificial intelligence while managing risk effectively.
Before we get into it, though, a quick disclaimer. The information provided in this deep dive is for educational purposes only and is not financial advice.
Always do your own research and consult with a financial advisor if needed to make informed decisions that align with your personal financial goals.
Okay, with that out of the way, let's get to the good stuff.
Yeah.
I think we've all heard those cautionary tales of people putting all their eggs in one basket, investing heavily in, just a handful of companies, and then watching their portfolio take a major hit when one of those companies underperforms.
Yeah.
Our source uses the example of someone who went all in on 3 companies only to see one of them plummet by 50%.
Oof.
That's a gut-wrenching scenario.
Absolutely, and it underscores the importance of diversification. And that's where ETFs come in. They provide instant diversification by bundling a variety of stocks together. So instead of betting on the success of a single company, you're investing in a basket of companies, which spreads the risk considerably.
So AI ETFs offer this built-in diversification, but with a focus on companies involved in the booming field of artificial intelligence. It sounds like a really smart way to potentially capitalize on this technological revolution without taking on excessive risk.
Exactly. AI is transforming industries across the board, from healthcare and finance to transportation and entertainment.
Wow.
AI ETFs offer a way to gain exposure to this growth without having to pick individual winners and losers, which can be incredibly difficult even for seasoned investors.
All right, I'm ready to get into the specifics. Our source highlights 6 leading AI ETFs, so let's break them down one by one.
Okay, sounds good.
First up is XAIX, the Xtrackers Artificial Intelligence and Big Data ETF. What makes XAI stand out?
XAIX takes a forward-looking approach. Instead of simply tracking companies with a proven track record in AI, it focuses on those that are actively developing and patenting new AI technologies.
Interesting.
This means it's looking for companies with a strong portfolio of patents in areas like machine learning and natural language processing.
So it's not just about who's making waves today, but who's positioned to lead the charge in the future.
Exactly.
That's an interesting strategy. And who are some of the major players in XAIX's holdings?
You'll find familiar names like Meta, NVIDIA, and Amazon.
Oh, wow, big names.
These companies are all heavily invested in AI research and development, and their inclusion in XAIX reflects the ETF's focus on companies with a strong commitment to innovation.
Okay, so XAIX has a 0.35% expense ratio, which is relatively low. What about our next contender?
Next on the list is IGPT, the Invesco AI and Next-Gen Software ETF. Now, this one takes a broader approach, betting on the widespread adoption of AI across various sectors.
So instead of focusing solely on tech companies, IGPT is looking at how AI is being integrated into a variety of industries. What kind of sectors are we talking about here?
You'll find exposure technology, of course, but also healthcare, consumer discretionary, and even industrials. It's a diversified bet on AI's transformative potential across the entire economy.
That makes sense, and its expense ratio is 0.60%, which is still quite reasonable. Now, let's move on to AIQ, the Global X Artificial Intelligence and Technology ETF. This one caught my eye because it focuses on the entire AI value chain. What does that mean exactly?
AIQ invests in companies across the entire spectrum of AI development and deployment. This includes companies that design and manufacture AI chips, develop AI software and algorithms, and provide AI-powered services and solutions.
So you're not just investing in the end products, but also in the foundational technologies that make AI possible. That's a comprehensive approach.
It is. You're essentially investing in the entire ecosystem that makes AI possible, from the chips to the software to the companies using it. That's a smart way to diversify your risk within the AI sector itself.
That makes a lot of sense. And AIQ's portfolio includes a mix of established giants like Cisco and smaller, more innovative companies, striking a balance between stability and growth potential. I'm liking what I'm hearing so far. What's next on our list?
Now we come to BOTZ, the Global X Robotics and Artificial Intelligence ETF, for those who are particularly interested in the intersection of robotics and AI.
This one sounds like it's straight out of a science fiction movie.
Right.
What kind of companies does BOTZ hold?
Think robotic-assisted surgery, industrial automation, and even self-driving vehicles. One of its key holdings is Intuitive Surgical, a company that's revolutionizing surgery with its robotic surgical systems.
Wow, that's pretty incredible. So BOTZ is a more niche option for investors who are specifically bullish on the future of robotics and AI. What about our next ETF?
Next up is CHAT, the Roundhill Generative AI and Technology ETF. If you're intrigued by the possibilities of tools like ChatGPT and AI image generators, then CHAT might be worth considering.
I have to admit, generative AI is one of the areas of AI that I find most fascinating. The idea that machines can create original content is both exciting and a little bit mind-boggling. What's Chat's approach to investing in this space?
Chat specializes in companies that are developing and applying generative AI technologies. This includes companies that create AI-powered tools for writing, image generation, music composition, and even video editing. They have a proprietary scoring system that helps them identify companies that are leading the charge in this rapidly evolving field.
So Chat is for investors who are looking for a more targeted exposure to the companies driving the generative AI revolution. All right, we've covered 5 ETFs so far, each with its own unique angle on the AI landscape. What's our final ETF?
Last but not least, we have ARTY, the iShares Future AI and Tech ETF. This one leans towards established tech giants, offering a blend of innovation and stability.
That sounds like a good option for investors who are looking for a more balanced approach. What are some of the companies in Arty's portfolio?
You'll find familiar names like NVIDIA, AMD, and Alphabet, all of which are heavily invested in AI across various applications. ARTY's recent shift towards focusing on large-cap stocks suggests a strategy that prioritizes a balance between growth potential and reduced volatility.
So Arty is a bit more conservative than some of the other ETFs we've discussed, offering exposure to AI through established players with a proven track record. That's a great overview of the 6 AI ETFs. But before we move on, I want to make sure our listener understands why choosing an ETF over individual stocks is such a smart move, especially in a field as dynamic as AI.
Diversification is absolutely key, especially in a sector like AI, which is still, in its early stages of development. There are going to be winners and losers, and it's nearly impossible to predict with certainty which companies will come out on top.
That's where the beauty of ETFs really shines, right? Instead of trying to pick the next big AI winner, you're essentially investing in the overall growth of the sector.
Exactly. Imagine one of your stock picks takes a nosedive, say a 50% drop. If that was your only investment, that's a significant loss. But if that stock was just one of 50 in an ETF, the impact on your overall portfolio would be much smaller, just 1% in this case.
That's a really concrete example that illustrates the power of diversification. By spreading your investment across a basket of stocks, you're mitigating the risk of any single company's performance dragging down your entire portfolio.
It's like having a safety net for your investments.
Yeah.
ETFs offer a smoother ride, especially in a volatile market.
Okay, I have to ask, if you had to choose just one AI ETF from this list, which one would it be and why?
That's a tough one. They all have their strengths, but if I had to pick, I'd probably go with AIQ.
Okay.
Its focus on the entire AI value chain is really appealing to me. You're getting exposure to the companies developing the foundational technologies, the companies building the software and applications, and the companies implementing AI solutions in the real world.
It's like a one-stop shop for AI investing.
Yeah.
And for our listener today, we've explored 6 distinct AI ETFs.
XAIX, IGPT, AIQ, BOTZ, CHAT, and ARTY.
Each one offering a slightly different approach to tapping into the potential of AI.
From forward-looking, patent-focused strategies to broader sector-based approaches, and even specialized ETFs focusing on niches like robotics and generative AI.
The key takeaway here is that diversification is paramount.
Absolutely. We hope this deep dive into the world of AI ETFs has provided you with valuable insights and sparked your curiosity about the potential of AI-driven investments.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep.